McWhorter Custom Rifles presents
This week we're going to take you along with us with a couple great long-term clients on their quest for big trophy whitetails with us at EWA Hunting. So come along from our first hunt of the season in Kansas to our last hunt of the season in the Texas Panhandle.
Precision Hunting TV is brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles, Macmillan Fiberglass Stocks, Swarovski Optique, and Extreme Wildlife Adventures.
Kansas is no stranger to big trophy whitetails. With great genetics, great forage from soybeans to alfalfa, we top it off with a little ultimate antler deer feed, then do our part to give them the age. You never know what's going to walk down the trail. That's why we love Kansas for big trophy whitetails.
So we're all out here, we're going to shoot our 45 XMLs. This one is on a board and action with a Brooks barrel. It's got our new Pinnacle stock made exclusively for us by Macmillan. It's got a Trigger Tech trigger at about a pound, pound and a half. And I've got a Swarovski Z8i 3.5 to 18 by 56 on here. Got a turret set for this elevation and anticipated temperatures we're going to be hunting in. Got a little flip out level. And we're ready to shoot. We're going to send one down range, put our ignition cartridge in, put our ears on, and let's see what this one does.
This early muzzleloader season here in Kansas can be tough. High winds, hot temperatures tend to make the deer a little more nocturnal.
September the 18th, El Dorado, Kansas, hunting an alfalfa field. A lot of bucks in here, 8 or 10 different bucks. Got the blind set up, got the shooting sticks, got a XML 45 caliber McWhorter muzzleloader that will wreck their world. So we're just gonna sit here and let the sun go down and see what shows up. Maybe the good Lord will serve us a good helping on the table tonight.
Bubba is also no stranger to these conditions. He's hunted with us many times up here in Kansas in this muzzleloader season. He always hunts hard for us, and he was rewarded a few years ago with our biggest deer we've ever taken in the free range, a 232-inch world-class giant. So light's fading fast this first evening. We spot a buck. He's off in the distance close to 300 yards and just can't quite make it out if he's the shooter or not. So we elect to pass, and hopefully tomorrow we can get another chance at this big buck. We make it back into camp just in time for Rudy's night. That's my favorite night of the week. Great food, great friends, great clients here in camp. We sit down and listen to everybody's stories from the day. And you know, in the back of my mind, I just can't wait to get back in that blind the next day, and hopefully that big buck will show with a little more daylight.
This segment of Precision Hunting TV is brought to you by Borden Accuracy, makers of the most accurate custom hunting actions on the market. Manufactured in the USA to true bench rest tolerances. Borden Accuracy equals success.
Back on the alfalfa field in El Dorado. Got in here to the blind about 10 minutes ago, around 5:30. We got about 9 deer that just come in front of us, which ain't been happening this week. Everything's been late. So we're pretty doggone hopeful that one of those mature bucks is gonna show up with good shooting light. And if that's the case, and Larry will let me shoot him, going down.
Today we get set in the blind and there's just a whole different feeling in the air. The deer are moving about an hour ahead of schedule. We could both just feel it. Today's the day, it's gonna happen. And right at prime time, just exactly where you would think a big buck would walk into the field, here he comes.
What time is it, Larry?
It is buck 37.
Buck 37. The big 9 come in. And this is a much better deer, a lot more mass, big-bodied old deer. Not a giant, but you know you can't get a giant every time you come to Kansas, but you sure expect to. But I'm happy, and the deer just hadn't been daylighting, but guess what? Old 9 are daylighted. We got it done. Larry. Oh, I see a white belly. Oh, he's a pig. Good, but look at the bases on him, Larry. Split browns. Southeast Kansas with Larry Ellis with Extreme Wildlife Adventures. So we earned this buck. We think we saw him last night at about 275, 300 yards across the alfalfa, but way too dark to judge the deer or shoot. But They came in on a string this evening, as I said before, that McWhorter XML muzzleloader shooting a 325 grain Pittman bullet. It's just a smackdown. I've never seen anything like it. And made a great shot on him, shot him right where Larry told me to shoot him, and he went down like a hammer. I was going home tomorrow, had one more hunt in the morning, gonna wrap it up. So me and Larry's bad about being the last hit in the last inning, buddy. So if you're ever looking for a Kansas muzzleloader hunt or a Kansas archery hunt or rifle hunt, I highly recommend that you get in touch with him. You won't be sorry. So thank you again, Larry. This is another dream come true, buddy.
Thank you, Bubba.
Precision Hunting TV is also brought to you by Huff Power Auto and Outdoor Stores, Borden Accuracy, Ultimate Antler Deer Feed, Mesquite Creek Taxidermy, and Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue.
Now we're headed to the Texas Panhandle with our good buddy Rich Giffen. It's early January and these deer have really been holed up. There's been a major snowstorm just behind us. Today the skies have cleared and the bucks are on the move.
Dude, that's a 150-inch 8-point.
Yeah.
Dude, he's a hammer.
He's a big one. The Texas Panhandle has been and always will be one of my favorite destinations for big trophy whitetails. This week we're hunting on my good buddy and partner Brian Austin's Lost Creek Ranch. And today is no different. We've already been tempted by a big mature 8-point that anybody would be proud to take. But we've got a big old massive horn 10-pointer that's been giving us the slip, and that's what we're waiting on.
Welcome back, folks. Today we're going to talk about all the factors that affect a long-range hunting shot. And for the sake of this discussion, we're going to define long range as anything over 500 yards, because really, everything considered, everything really changes after 500 yards.
Absolutely, Alan, it sure does. There's a whole lot of factors that come into play, and you're going to hear me mention some terms that we're not going to go into right now. On another segment we'll go into and kind of break down what those factors actually are. But beyond the 500 yards, you're going to have spin drift, Coriolis, Eotvos. You're going to have all of your aerodynamic jump, thermals, and you're going to end up having the biggest factor I think I've already said is wind.
The wind really starts to
the wind is the one that is the most inconsistent variable that you have. And when you're making those 500 yard shots, yes, the wind can affect it quite a bit, but it greatly is exacerbated by the distance exponentially. And it's like, and then the thing is like it's not linear either. None of the stuff is linear in shooting. It's all either doubles, compounds, and everything like that. So the only way that you're going to be making shots beyond that 500 yards is if you're using a ballistic calculator, a rangefinder that has the ABS in it, like the SIG 2400 ABS does. I mean, it does everything for you once you have it set up.
But you still got to call the wind.
You still got to call the wind. You also have to put what latitude you're in so it can factor in the Coriolis and the Eotvos.
Yeah.
So
like the world doesn't stand still while you're shooting.
Absolutely not. And there's going to be a whole lot of interesting information once I actually start talking about these in depth on a later segment.
Right. But in a nutshell, until you have some of this equipment and the knowledge and you're able to read the wind pretty much 500 beyond, you really don't have any business shooting much further than that. No matter what kind of gun you got, even if you got them a quarter.
And the other thing is too, is a lot of people use ballistic turrets. Ballistic turrets are a great tool.
Under one set of environmentals.
Under one set of environmentals, but once you go beyond that 500 yards, you're going to be limited again. So that's just something to take in consideration whenever you're thinking about making that shot beyond 500 yards.
Absolutely. So folks, before you decide you're a long-range shooter, get with us at McWhorter Custom Rifles. We'll be glad to let you talk to Keith or myself. We'll get you equipped with what you need to make those long-range shots. and therefore making a long-range ethical shot, which before we said that's a shot made with 100% expectation of a clean kill. So there you go, and that's our downrange segment for the day, brought to you by Keith and Allen and McWhorter Custom Rifles.
Precision Hunting TV is also brought to you by Tacticam, Sig Sauer, Trigger Tech, Brux Barrels, Capstone Precision Group, and Hawkins Precision. This segment of Precision Hunting TV is brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue.
As luck would have it, we see antlers coming through the mesquite. Wide, heavy, 5x5, it's him. Now all we have to do is wait for the perfect shot. The closer he gets, the bigger he looks. What a great buck here on the Lost Creek Ranch. Finally, the old warrior presents a shot, turns broadside just perfect, and Rich steadies the McWhorter and gets ready for the shot.
Whacked him?
Thank you, buddy.
You bet, buddy.
Excellent, excellent hunt. Unbelievable.
I'm glad you finally got him.
At a loss for words here at Lost Creek Ranch with Brian Austin. Finally caught up with this absolute stud of a whitetail deer. Could not be happier. Third encounter with him this year, and at a loss for words. Just no ground shrinkage. Just an unbelievable animal. It shows, you know, when you let them get to their age structure, what they can do, and I couldn't be happier. Thank you so much, man.
I'm glad
again.
you can make
Thank
it
you.
out, bud. Glad you can make it out.
So, anyways, that'll finish up, I guess, the 2020 season, even here in 2021. But going out with a bang,
And now it's a
just
party.
awesome. Yeah, let the party begin.